you guys wanting to look at each component in domain 1 and discuss each one briefly, or do you want to just kind of do a general overall domain 1, or how do you want to handle that? Say that again.
So I think we're somewhat waiting.
You're waiting to be led?
And this is why we had this today. I know, like, well, what are we going to go do this for? Well, I've sat through, with our training this summer and the meetings we've gone to, at least 6 of them. And the first 3, I left not having any idea. I didn't have any clue what they were talking. Domain, components, I had no clue. It took about 4 or 5, and then the committee meeting to go over the evaluation, they can say, we had a great meeting, 4 or 5 of them, before we really start to understand the next step, the evaluation tools. So the purpose of this is to give you an idea so that when you're looking at it, you say, all right, now I can kind of understand it. Because we just went to it and they were explaining all to us, and this is what you got to have, and this is what you got to do, without any chance to look at it and try to understand it. So I don't know if going over every one of them would help, but it's just an idea for you to understand that this is what I'm going to have to do. I'm going to have to be able to show something in each component. I'm going to have to have evidence of something in each component. And it'll be easy for us, a lot easier for us to have a conversation with you of, here's why I marked you basic. This is what I saw you doing, and this is why it fits into basic. This is why it's not considered proficient or distinguished in that component. Okay? This is why the overall domain was considered this. It's because you were basic in this many, you were distinguished in this many, and here's why. It'll be a lot easier for us to have a conversation with you about what you're doing wrong. I don't teach math. I don't teach the other subjects, so it's hard for me to tell you you're not doing a good job in this based on my own subjective opinion. But if I can say, I'm supposed to be able to see this, and I didn't see you and your students interacting. I didn't see this going on. I think that's what we're trying to get to you about. So, yeah, you're going to be confused, but hopefully you go back and look at it. We have another one is in March. We talk about 3 and 4. You'll be a little more, it'll be easier for you to understand, and we can have some more discussion about exactly what we're looking for. We had to do the same thing with our administrative evaluation, totally changed. And we had to do the same thing. We have a rubric, we have domains, we have things we have to look at too. And so until you look at it and are truthful with yourself of where you're at, I think I'm pretty good at everything. But when you read it, maybe you're not. Maybe you're not. Yeah?
Today I was looking at my evaluation from last year, and really all of these things are on UGuide, managing the classroom, managing student behavior, communicating with students. All those things are still there. The only difference is when I first started teaching, I didn't have in front of me, this is what's expected of you. Here's how we're going to see where you are with that. So what I had was an evaluation tool I got after my first year that had just a number next to a thing that says what I got, and I had no idea anything about it. Now these are all essentially the same. Teaching, plan, you instruct, you try to keep control of your class, so you can have better instruction, and then you think about what you did. So you can take a look at your old evaluation tool that you had from last year. You'll see these on there. Now you'll see it categorized, which is logical. You'll see examples of what it actually is, and you'll have a rubric of what is the most basic and what is really good. So basically you're informed with what you should be doing instead of you do what you're doing, and hopefully a subjective administrator will come in and give you the score that you'd like to see.
Because there is no rubric for us on the tool we have now. There's something from 1979 that classroom management is your kids were seated in rows and facing the front, was superior. So a lot of you don't have your chairs in rows, and kids are never facing the front. So that's why it's good. We need a change, definitely need a change. And because in 2015, 16, everybody has to go to this, you might as well go to it now. Okay. And in addition to this, they'll be adding student growth later. So this gives us time to get good at this before the student growth that we have to do will be put to it in 2015, 16.